The question 7 is to find the dot product and the angle between the vectors. Here we can see that v and dot product of u and v is given, but we do not know what is the vector u. So if you remember the dot product formula, u dot v, if you have the component forms, imagine the u was say 1 and 2. And then we have over here the v vector component form is 3 comma minus 6, right? So all we need to do is the x component multiplied by the x component, 1 times 3 plus 2 times minus 6, and the answer would be u dot v. But here we do not know this entirely. See, this is unknown, but we know this value. So what if I take this instead of u and v as x and y? Is that okay? X and y coordinate of u, because that's unknown, right? And what is this? Instead of y, x multiplied by 3, and this is y multiplied by 3. What is the answer for the dot product? It's already given us 33, right? So I can simplify this and write 33 is equal to 3x plus, sorry, it's minus 6, right? Because the minus 6y. Now it is up to you. You can rearrange and write either x is equal to in terms of y or y is equal to in terms of x. Up to you. So I'll just take this to the other side. It'll be 6y is plus 33 is equal to 3x, and divide throughout by 3. It'll be 2y plus 11 is equal to x. I'll take x to the other side. X is equal to 2y plus 11. So this is the equation I got. Now I know this is electronic part, but this has to be written, and now it's up to you. You can choose any y value and that will give you the x value. If you had written other way around, you can choose any x value and you get y value. It's up to you. So let me choose for u vector, let me choose the y value to be 5. Then x value will be 2 into 5 plus 11, that is 10 plus 11 is 21. X is 21. This is the answer. Or I can choose any other value. Say, let me choose 0. Here, y value is 0. So what happens here? Instead of y, it will be 0 plus 11. So what is the answer? It's 11. X is 11. Now, if you can even take negative number. These are all answers. I'll show you in a minute why this is true. You can even take negative numbers. So let me take like minus 3. So if it's minus 3, 2 times minus 3 plus 11. So it'll be minus 6 plus 11. You will get positive 5. So x is positive 5 and y is minus 3. And you can keep on going. Let me prove this. Why? Because u dot v, let's do the dot product. These two multiplied, right? It'll be 21 times 3 plus minus 6 times 5. So minus 6 times 5. What is the answer? 21 times 3 is 63. Plus 30. The answer is, sorry, it's minus 30 here. The answer is 33. Is it correct? Yes. Now what about this one? Here let's do the same thing. It'll be 3 times 11 plus 6 times 0 will be 0. So 3 times 11 is again 33. Let's do the other one. It'll be 5 times 3 is 15. Minus 18 plus 18, minus and minus. So again it's 30 plus 3, it's 33. So all these are the possible answers. So this is the reason this is correct, correct, correct. It's a multiple choice question. This wouldn't be appropriate to be asked, but the concept is just this. You need to write x and y for the missing vector, and what you do is write it in terms of equation and then rearrange it to one of the variable. Then input any variable, you will get the other value. That's the answer. Now here you can see it's written as sample answer. Why? Because we can have plenty of answers. Here I think so we had this, right? Yeah, we had got 5 and minus 3 as well. But even other possible answers are correct and they have taken in terms of y. So now you choose any other than, what they have chosen over here is x value of 5. See, let x be 5. You can take x as 0. If you take 0 over here, it'll be 11 by minus 2 and that will be the answer. So you can choose any, up to you. These are the same method, same topic. Over here again, you can see the sample answers and this is the answer. Please do them by yourselves. You can try this by yourself and then check for the answers. Here, the answers vary. Check for the method only. And even over here, it's the same concept. And now we move to a real world problem. A student rolls a backpack from a chemistry class to a math class using a force of 175 newtons. If she exerts 3060 joules to pull a backpack 31 meters, what is the angle of her force? So this angle theta is to be found out. Now here, how you can find this is, since this is the distance given, so this will be the length. Over here there's no dimensions given. Let's take it as AB. Now that is, sorry, this is the segment AB. Okay, that is throughout. And if you know the projection, now how can you find the work done? The work done can be given as, you might remember this formula, the projection of that particular vector. Okay, now since I'm taking AB, I'll take it as AB, projection of AB times the magnitude of AB. What does this mean? See here, this would be the projection, right? The projection of the, what is that? Force. Okay, this will be the projection of force. Whatever you find out, you can use the projection formula and find it out, right? Multiplied by the total distance, that will give you the work done. So it's just simple as that. But over here, the work done, because you know why we are doing the work done is because all work is given, distance is given, force is given. We can easily find the work done. And in this projection, we know theta is there. So from that, we can find the angle. Otherwise, it's not easily possible. Because work is given, you ought to use the work formula. And then we know in the projection theta will be there. Over here, we can find the unknown. Everything else, this will be known, and over here we can know everything, the force and all, but only theta will be unknown. So let us start solving this. First, let's do the projection. This is the force, right? What is the projection over there? I'll take it as projection AB because we are doing it along that line, right? I consider that line to be AB, that distance. So projection AB would be whatever is the force, even if it's positive or negative, you have to take the magnitude of the force times the cos degree 30. The angle, sorry, not 30, degree theta. Now here what you do is just multiply, substitute the force. You don't need to write anything over here. It's in theta only because we do not know as well. In the future problems, even if you have theta, leave it like this because you're going to use it again, right? Don't put in calculator and solve it. Keep it over here as it is, and we use the same value to the next steps. Now this projection is done. Since it's electronic, you don't need to write anything in detail. Now let's write the work formula. Work is how much? Projection AB will be multiplied with the magnitude of AB. This distance. What is that? It's 31. This one is 175 times cos theta multiplied equal to, what is the work? 3060. You can just put this in the calculator and solve it up, or you can just take this to the other side. Both these, multiply these, take it to the other side, and you can take the cos inverse. So I'll just rewrite this to the 3060. So 306 and 0 divided by 175 multiplied by 31 is equal to cos theta, or theta will be equal to cos inverse of 3060 divided by 175 times 31. This would be the final answer. Let's take our calculators and check this out. It'll be cos inverse of 3060 divided by 175 times 31. And the answer is 55.66 degrees, and it's taken as 55.7. That's the correct answer. That is the angle over here. What they wanted, angle of a force, that is 55 degrees. Now, if you want even, since it's not required to do any steps, you can just put this as well in the calculators here. 3060 equals 175 cosine theta is written as x multiplied by 31. Shift and solve, and the answer is, it'll just take some more time over here. That's the issue. Oh, sorry, just ignore what I told over there. Apparently you cannot. Why? Because okay, when we take cos inverse, right, it goes to the other side, I believe. So that's the thing. Just ignore. It's good that this happened. Please do not write this directly in the calculator. You will get an error. So you need to rearrange and get it in terms of theta is cos inverse of so much, and only that will be the correct answer. I hope that is clear. It's 55.7 degrees. Okay, now they have told the same thing. I'm going to use the same formula, guys. But they have rearranged. They have given you the degrees. Okay, the theta value is given now. And the force is the same. Work is given. Okay, they're asking the distance of ABC. This is unknown. This is unknown. So the values have changed. Let's just rewrite it. So theta is there now this time. So what we know here, theta is 60 degrees. Force is 175, cosine 60 degrees. Work is 1315 cos 60. See, now this is what I meant. Here, if you're 175 cosine 60, don't substitute put it in calculator, solve it. Take this as it is, you know. So it'll be the entire whole value. And this AB is unknown, the line. Now in this case, it's very simple because 1315 is over here, right? Divided by 175 cosine 60 degrees will be equal to AB. Just put this in the calculator, you get the answer. Let's try that. It'll be 1315 divided by 175 multiplied by cosine 60 degrees. Close the bracket. And the answer is 15.02. They didn't tell round it out to nearest tenth. You can just write it as 15, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, it's about 15 meters. Okay, or you can write just one decimal point, 15.0. So that is the answer here. And now we have to determine whether these vectors are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. This is again very simple. All you need to do is what? The angle theta, I mean the angle of the vectors. What is the formula for the angle of vectors? It's always over here when we deal with the angle is the cosine theta, because the angle with respect to the horizontal, right? Dot products divided by the magnitude, right? This multiplied, okay? It's not cross product, it just multiply the magnitude of these both. Simple as that. Let me do this very quickly because, you know, I'm sure you're thorough with this formula. It's dot product is this term multiplied by this term. For u now, u dot product, please, sorry. These two terms, minus 2 by 3 multiplied by 9 plus, what else? We have 3/4 multiplied by 8 divided by, what is the magnitude here? Magnitude is given as square root of the x square. Now magnitude of u only, x component, y component, both are there, so it's very easy. Minus 2 by 3 the whole square plus 3/4 whole square multiplied with, that's times, what is the component form here? 9 and 8, so just square them up. 9 squared plus 8 squared. So this is x and y, right? So we get the component forms. Sorry, magnitude. Now it's not over. We need theta, right? So cos theta is so much. If you take theta to the, if you want to find only theta, take cos to the other side, it will be cos inverse. So theta is equal to cos inverse of this entire thing. Now since it's, you know, even if it was writing, you have to write so much, but now since it's electronic, you just put this entirely in the calculator and get the answer directly. Now let's do shift cos inverse of, it's negative 2/3. Now here I need to use this bracket properly. See, there is a numerator and fractions and then also another denominator term multiplied by 9 plus 3/4 is 0.75 times 8 divided by, okay, square root of minus 2/3. Remember, because it's negative, you have to use the bracket properly. If you had put this minus sign outside the bracket, then the answer would be entirely wrong. So in such cases, just be very careful. Now here there is no sign, so I can just put it as 0.75 square. That is fine here. But otherwise, be very, very careful. Now here next, multiplied with square root of 9 squared plus 8 squared. You can write it as 3/4, but 3/4 is 0.75, so I directly write it as 0.75. Now if you're thinking why I'm not writing 2/3 in decimal, you can write it but 0.666, so it's better to write the proper fraction. Okay, the answer is 90. Let's just double check this. Yes, the answer is 90 theta. What happens when it's 90 degrees? So U, V, 90 degree, it's perpendicular, right? So the lines are perpendicular, that's it. You can easily solve it up. They are perpendicular answer because now here, okay, this is another thing, but this won't hold good for everything. If the dot product is 0, what is that? They are orthogonal. Orthogonal means they are 90 degrees. But what if they're not, if it's not 0? Then you have to do this method. So I directly told this method, but I just remembered now, orthogonal vector will be always having the dot product of 0, isn't it? So you can try that, or you can directly find this. But I think so. Let me just check this. See, now here it doesn't hold good because u dot v is some value. So it's not orthogonal. It might be either parallel or neither. So you need to solve it up. So here we just change the values, okay? U dot over here, whatever is the values, you just change it up. And then the same formula, squaring and all is same, magnitude is same. So let me write it out. It'll be minus 1 times 3. And over here we have minus 4 times 6. What is it over here? Minus 1 squared plus minus 4 squared. And what do we have over here is 3 squared, 6 squared. Let's put this entirely in the calculator now. I'm just going to rewrite everything because, you know, I've done de-changing before and just many times I get errors, you know. You miss something or the other. So that's why I'll write the answers directly. Minus 1 times 3 is minus 3 plus it'll be minus 6 times 4 is 24, negative 24 divided by square root 4 square 16 plus 1 is 17, square root 17 multiplied with 636 plus 45, square root 45. What is the answer? It's 167 degrees, 167.5. It's neither, it's not 180 or not 0 or, you know, it's basically just a random value. So there's angle. It's neither. It's not parallel, not perpendicular. If you're wondering what does parallel mean, imagine the vectors are like this. There is no angle formed at all, or the angle will be either 180 degrees or 0 degrees. There's no angle formed at all, right? If there's some angle, it's neither. But if it's 90 degree, then it is perpendicular. So that's about vectors. I mean, you can just find the degrees angle and then directly conclude your answers. Even over here, please do it by yourself. This is important. You're getting 180 degrees. If it's 180 degree, it's parallel. And they are headed towards, say, opposite direction. Why? One is going the other side, one more other side. They're parallel to each other because they're never gonna, you know, I mean, they're not 90 degrees, but they will just go the other direction. So it'll be angle of 180 degrees. Now in this problem, I mean, this is also easy problem. It's just that they have not given you values. They have given you, you know, secant, cosecant, all this stuff. I'll explain you with the answer, okay? Because it's just going to take a long time to write it out. Now here you can see dot product. They have written the component forms. We need to find the dot product of these. So secant theta times cosecant theta and cosecant times minus secant theta. Okay, you add them up. And what about the magnitude? Magnitude, we'll come to it in a while because here when you find the dot product, because this is very important, you can't just substitute values, right? You need to solve it somehow because it's going to be very, very complicated if you start taking square root plus everything. So here what happens is, let's just focus on the dot product, the above line. Or instead of writing all this, I would suggest you just do dot product u dot v and solve only the dot product and see what happens. We have done this much. Now, when this minus sign goes out, what happens? Secant, cosecant, minus secant, cosecant just cancels off, right? It's 0. Dot product is 0. It's orthogonal to each other. Whenever the dot product of two vectors are 0, they are orthogonal, or the degree will always be 90 degree. So directly you can conclude they are perpendicular to each other in such cases, okay? So that is the end of question 7. It is a little bit tricky at times, but you know, once you practice a few problems, it's very easy. Just remember the formulas, dot product or angle of vectors or projection. Just remember the formulas, which are very important, and then you can easily solve these problems.